this episode of the Third Gallon Podcast.
Let me talk to my dead husband. You'll never see me again.
After dealing with Parsis at the Hydroforge,
you had defeated the necromancer Parsis at the bottom of the 10-wound Hydroforge. You learned that Loveless is on a boat called the Gearsmoke heading down the river towards Alkenstar that is loaded with 3 clockwork bombs. Loveless wants to level Alken Falls and is on her way to do just that.
Micah's angels meet with Phoebe and tell her the grim news.
There is a steamboat. We have received word from the creator of the bombs, Parsis, that these bombs have keys that can disable them.
Big bombs.
We received 1 key from Parsis. We believe that Ibrium and Loveless have the other 2.
Then come up with a plan to get aboard the Gearsmoke.
So here's the deal. It's going to stop in Martel at a place called the Bridge House. It stops there and people get on it from there, like they get lowered down, also with cargo. So my idea is y'all got to go there, see if y'all can nab some tickets from the people there, or just smuggle yourselves aboard.
We're headed into the final chapter.
Hey, Gattleby, you know of any kind of chemical that'll instantly diffuse Paranite?
Oh, that's a good idea. I should start working on that. That might be useful.
Yeah, sure might be.
Now.
Man, I sure do love playing necromancers as a GM.
You sure do love messing me up, but I survived.
You play necromancers.
They're
my favorite things to beat up.
I really like playing necromancers. They have the drip, so to speak. They're just fucking great, man.
I am waiting for the Verbal Necromancer.
Was that not it?
No, it could be more Verbal.
I shared a meme after we recorded our last episode from Flapjack. It was, you got a lot of nerve coming in here. You got a lot of nerve being alive.
Accurate. That's basically the conversation between Eleanor and Parsis.
Yeah, that's just how that fight went.
That's basically the conversation between a majority of our party and Parsis.
Yep.
Don't look at me like that. Look at me differently.
Your conversation was more along the lines of the love music.
Well, bang, okay.
I heard that the other day in a store, did a double take, and I'm like, I need to stop looking. Somebody's going to be doing the deed.
Oh, my Lord.
Well, see, necromancers are very fun to GM because it's something that I don't think
Girl,
I could.
shut up.
I don't think I could ever do as a player. I don't play a lot.
I could.
And I don't.
That got me.
Oh, I know he could. I had no doubts.
I've asked permission before.
He's badgered me about it before.
Ooh. Okay, please.
But
continue.
I don't play a lot, and when I do, I don't know. I always struggle with an idea sometimes. But I couldn't do necromancer because I don't want to do that to a GM, having the minions and everything. And it got me thinking: is there character ideas that you've had that you've sat on for a long time that you've thought of fondly, but you just can't play?
No.
You just couldn't do.
I'm full of audacity, and I am ingrained with mischief.
Or you just haven't had the chance.
I'll say it like this. I have had ideas where I asked you about them and you said no. I would do them in a heartbeat, but they have been vetoed. The Necromancer. Oh, I was at the time given the specification. If your Necromancer focused on maybe 2 undead at max, maybe then it would be no different than having an animal companion. But no, Necromancer who makes a horde of undead, so it'll take 20 minutes to do your turn. It's understandable. I mock, but I
You were very mad whenever I laid down the law.
I mock, but I understand, because my whole plan was the Mystic Theurge Necromancer, who would basically get 2 slightly lower than max level pools for necromancy.
Yep.
And
Could I be a necromancer like that in one of your games, Jacob?
no, I have a problem with so many minions being controlled at once. It might take turns, take 20 minutes. I just don't think it's good.
Wow.
Maybe you could
how the
have
turntables.
2 undead max if we did that.
All right, I would put a pin
would
in
be
this.
reasonable.
Since you're just reiterating my stance that I had to come up with whenever you brought it up. Did your mind change about this whenever I started doing lots of summons in one of your campaigns?
No,
Really?
I want to do that.
Okay.
It just made me want to do it more.
I see.
Animal companions and summoned animals as a druid are the best, though.
Listen, the fact that I haven't tried to weasel my way into the druid that gets like a dozen animal companions. You're lucky I haven't tried that. But
Sheesh.
once again, there are other things that I'm hesitant to do because I understand the cheesiness of their nature. One of them is a backup character for one of our games. I think it's Reign of Winter, where it's a combination between hunter and rogue and a little bit of cavalier.
Holy shit.
That sounds awesome.
You basically, every teamwork feat you have, also your mount has, or your animal companion.
Oh,
And I
so
was
you get
going
every
to-
teamwork feat all the time because they're always within 5
Yeah,
feet.
so I was going to make a mount as my animal companion, and there is one that's like, hey, if you're within 5 feet of someone else with this teamwork feat, you don't provoke attacks of opportunity. You know what you're always within 5 feet of?
Your mount as a cavalier.
Your mount. So just to be able to willy-nilly run through the battlefield and never have to worry about attacks of opportunity, it'd be like playing 2E in 1E.
The hand motions that you did willy-nilly.
Yeah. So like, and that is, as far as I could read, perfectly legit according to the rules of 1E. But that's also kind of, it's also part of the charm of 1E is you
Yeah.
That's
do some
1E.
fun
I was about to
stuff.
say, God, I love money.
That being
So
said,
ridiculous.
it would kind of gimp him overall simply because I'd be delving into 2, if not 3 different classes. So
Yeah.
Your saves would be incredible.
I might get sneak attack with literally every attack I make, but my like overall to hit might suffer and stuff like that. So like, I don't know if it would balance out. I don't know if it'd be too cheesy. And then there's the kineticist. I don't think I'll ever get to play simply because I don't know if we'll ever do a mythic campaign, but I'm really want to make a 20th level kineticist mythic rank 10. And for every single mythic rank, just boost my constitution every single time until I have effectively over 1,000 hit points. Be
That sounds like your dream.
kind of neat.
Pretty sick.
Probably be the lightning one, so I could fly up into the sky, throw a lightning bolt over 1,000 feet within the rules. I'd just be Zeus, but I have a little porcupine on my shoulder or something.
That
Who
eats half your hits.
Who has like the same amount of hit points as I do, which is 500 plus.
It's ridiculous.
It's like, word zap.
Truck rolls over the porcupine. Porcupine picks it up and body slams it.
There's nothing I have chose not to play, but there are things I'm hesitant to bring out and things I have been vetoed from playing.
I played what I wanted to do, which was a wizard that does things like summon and control people's minds. And you hated every second of her, Zifa.
Oh, well, yeah. Well, we haven't thankfully played too much with Zifa for my...
Thankfully. Wow.
Zifa is a character.
Wow.
I love that you gave Zifa a prosthetic leg.
Yeah, you traded Lyrianne, a gunslinger, for Zifa at that level, and I was just like, oh, great. We go from 5 million DPS to I can cast in the encounter.
I cast, that monster is now me. Your monster is in a body that only has one leg.
Yep. God, 1E is wonderful and weird and just
The
off
magic
the
of
chail.
1E.
It's just, it's so busted. It's got its own weird charm. Sometimes you're a GM and you're on the receiving end of the busted. Sometimes you're a GM and you're running shadows and you're on the giving end of the busted.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, man. Well, the question really is there a character idea that you've had for a while that you know you'll never get, or you don't think you'll ever get to play? So it's not necessarily can't bring yourself to, but like circumstances and adventure or whatever.
No, I do everything I want.
They do what they want,
Really?
Yes.
Okay.
but they play more than all of us.
Do you do a lot of theory crafting, or do you just build whatever you want at the time?
I build whatever I want at the time. I
That's
do
what it is.
Yeah.
think about things, though.
I
Like the Mastermind Rogue Gestalt class with a wizard that has a feat that makes it so I can sneak attack with spells.
But we're never going to do Gestalt.
No.
I love myself too
You
much.
play with people who punish themselves enough to do that, but that's not
Yeah.
us.
I love myself too much.
I play exactly what I want all the time, every time, because nobody really tries to stop me.
Kat, is there any ideas that you've been sitting on that you never had the opportunity?
If I got to play a level 20, like out there, amazing, I'd probably want to see just how much I could summon as a druid.
So Winnie.
So the encounter that is you, and then other people interrupt sometimes.
Yeah, just because I could. But you will hate this one specifically, Drow. I would also be cool with playing like the most John Human Man fighter who just can't miss anything without a natural one, basically, and like owns the battlefield and all that and cuts things in half with a giant greatsword or a glaive or something cool like that.
Also Winnie.
I love John Human Man.
Like it would bring me so much joy. But the thing I haven't done that I think I should do one day is go entirely opposite myself and straight up play like a wizard or something.
That's why we need to play Rune Lords, because you have an Arcanist.
Because you had the Arcanist.
I
my God,
miss
Atlas.
I miss Atlas. The Arcanist was actually really fun, and he was my most close to a joke character I'd ever built, but he worked.
If we played,
and he was in love with the elf guy at the gym.
Yes.
if we played more Rune Lords, and eventually, God, I hope we do, you guys will quickly find in the next book, especially towards the end of the next book, that Atlas, if he is still around, will be your MVP.
But no, one day maybe I should just go entirely opposite myself and be as arcane as possible. Be the wizard that I would be in the Pathfinder world, because I would have no constitution, only intelligence. I'd just be out there. Please don't kill me while I rain fireball on the world.
It's a lot of work, but once you like get familiar with the spell list in a game like 1E, it's a drug.
See, that's why I would have trouble doing it. That's why I said it's like I couldn't see myself doing it. I don't know if I would have the mental capacity to figure out the spell list and like strategize like that.
Just use a guide.
Guides help, but like literally when I was playing a Magus, I had a little bit more work to do because I couldn't pick any spells that had a save because my save DCs didn't scale.
Jade was such a baller.
But I would just sit there and scroll through like buffs and different things, because in Hero Lab you can filter decently and like search on stuff. And I would just try to find all the dumb little buffs that don't require a save. And I pulled out so many of them, because when you're like intelligence and spellbook based and you have a lot of money, you can just cram your spell book full of spells.
It's like being a divine caster.
It's like you build up, because you don't have to know the whole like corpus of Pathfinder spells. You have to find the stuff that's useful for you, and then you cram them into the spell book, and then every day you prepare from your spell book. Divine is actually really tough because you have the whole spell list every time you go to prepare. And
that's a lot to read.
That's a lot you don't have to do. You end up kind of preparing, once you do a like full on, like, I'm playing a cleric in Jacob's Emerald Spired game. Once you like do it once, you kind of get used to it and you kind of know what you like. And it's not too bad to do the next time. But like the first time, looking at that full spell list it's intimidating. That's a good pick. It's a really good pick. I think it's funny how we're playing 2E and all of us basically pitched 20 character ideas.
Because we've still played more 1E than anything else.
And because there's nothing I would feel... Well, to be fair, we have no plans for 2E after this.
Yeah.
So almost any build would be one that at this point in time, we just have,
And you should know.
plan on
I have
playing.
plans for 2E after this, but that
you
doesn't
play with
involve
other
you
people.
guys. Yeah.
That hurts my soul because I think 2E is a masterpiece.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But we
it's
also had longer to think about 1E stuff.
It's also, at least we're still playing in 2024 right now, and it's in the middle of the remaster.
Yeah.
And like, it's kind of... It was getting to a point where I could see us transitioning from 1E one day to it because the content was being built up. But now the remasters happen and they're kind of going through and redoing it all. And so it's almost like we've been shunted back to like 2020, 2021 in terms of 2E content because, there's all those old books, but like there's some inconsistency and you have to look at errata and all the new stuff's going to be done again in the remaster, but you just got to wait for it to come out. Our big problem with 2E, at least I'll go ahead and say this is not what this banter topic is the adventure paths for 1E are way cooler. There's a lot of good 2E adventure paths. They're interesting, but they had hit their stride before they made 1E Adventure Pass because of 3.5. And like they were just starting to hit their stride with 2E Adventure Pass, and then the OGL debacle happened and the remaster happened. And it feels like we're again taken back to square one a little bit.
Off topic, but 2E turned action economy into the thing of dreams.
Oh yeah, that's my biggest complaint about 1E is the action economy fucking sucks.
Yeah, the 2E. I would vote for a what's the word I'm looking for? Homebrew rule of action economy more similar because it just sucks in first edition.
There's an Unchained variant rule in Pathfinder Unchained for 1E around that looks a lot similar to the 3 action economy. But I've thought about it, and the problem is you have so many things that don't convert nicely into it because the whole games were not written for it, that it just becomes more work to convert to the quote 3 action economy than to just really learn the, what is it? Move action, standard action, swift action plus immediate action. But if you do move and you can do full action, which replaces your full round action, which replaces your move and standard, but also you can replace the standard with a move action. I got that like written in the like annals of my soul, and like I know it, and so I'm good, and I don't need to convert.
Never got it. Never truly got it. The first thing I liked about second edition was that action economy.
All games actually technically boil down to 3 action economies. Just in 1E, it's different. In 5E, it's you have movement, which is technically an action. It's just dedicated and separate. Action and bonus action. And Pathfinder First Edition is the same way, except it's called move action, standard action, and then swift action. The only real loophole there is you can forego your standard action to do a second move action, and move actions are more generic than you have to move on the map. It can be like, oh, I draw something. That's it. That's the main thing. Where it gets weird is full round actions, which basically just replaces your move and your standard. But that's, God, that's 1E.
Anyway, centuries before.
Yeah. It's clunky and gross, but it feels better once you get used to it. Centuries before the Starstone was raised, the Wizard Kings Next and Geb warred with one another, scarring the land between them into a devastated, unstable magic wasteland.
Of 1E Pathfinder.
From the glowing ashes of the Mana Waste arose Alkenstar, the city of smog.
It was unstable, but I loved it.
A metropolis of airships, skyscrapers, factories, and clockwork wonders. To the world, Alkenstar is the pinnacle of innovation and determination in the face of insurmountable odds. On its streets, life in Alkenstar is a non-stop race to stay ahead of the competition. And it is here that a desperate group, hungry for revenge, living on the edge of the law, hunts for the ones who cast them out. They are the Outlaws of Alkenstar. Hey, maybe one day we can do, there's a 1E module in Alkenstar. Maybe we should play that one day. I have it. Yeah.
Oh, a module.
Yeah.
Module. Okay.
Wardens of the Reborn Forge.
Oh,
That
that's
sounds like
Alkenstar?
fun.
Yeah.
I did not realize that. I think you tried to convince me to do that in my homebrew game before.
Whatever do you mean?
Oh, yeah, okay.
Why would I do that, Jacob?
Alkenstar is such a cool setting.
It is. All right. Well, we had a big episode last week that did not a lot of plot things in terms of moving the actual adventure path along, but was very roleplay heavy and important.
Lots of character development.
Yes. And that's a very good thing. You had defeated the Geb Necromancer Parsis at the bottom of the Tinwound Hydro Forge.
Punk.
Parsis surrendered whenever they realized that you weren't there for their innovations and inventions. You were instead trying to track down Loveless, and gave you some very valuable information about Loveless. You learned that Loveless is on a boat called the Gearsmoke heading down the river towards Alkenstar that is loaded with 3 clockwork bombs, each of which has a unique key. They gave you 1 key to disarm it. Loveless wants to level Alken Falls and is on her way to do just that. You learned some more information about Parsis in this conversation. You had a very in-depth conversation about death and the undead and potentially bringing back Al. Eleanor didn't die from innervation yet. You hit level 11, which is great. And you learned a little bit about Parsis. Parsis also offered to help with this ritual to bring Al back, and even pay for it if you did them a favor of helping them.
We're gonna help them kill their dad.
Yep. Chester hates Parsis. Parsis doesn't really care for Chester.
I don't care for that person.
You also learned perhaps a little bit of information about your father and where your father may have been in Geb.
Daddy?
Everyone got something out of that role play.
Yep.
I'll let him live reluctantly.
That's... Oh, it happened. You got some loot, and then you went back toward the Barrel and Bullet. You saw Gloriana Button and
Hanging out with Gattleby.
with Gattleby
Which
eating
is
some
so sweet.
terrible chili. It's the middle of the afternoon because you slept at the Hydra Forge, and that's where we left off with you guys.
Can we pick up the candles and the incense?
We can get to shopping. We're going to have a lot of shopping to do today.
Chester grabs a bottle after eating some chili, goes into the back room.
Okay.
You know, like usual.
Bottle of milk?
No, this is whiskey.
Okay. Oh, boy.
He'll grab a high dollar one.
Oh, boy.
Likes to mess with Phoebe.
All right. What's going... Oh, boy. Chester, you grabbed the high dollar whiskey. Something must be wrong.
You're
There's
sponsored by the
bombs.
state.
Okay.
He'll say this at the same time. Two completely different. Chester
You're
joking.
sponsored by the state. What are you, a Fed?
She got money to spare. Fed.
Are you a Fed?
All right. What's up? Y'all look grim.
So,
Especially that new ring, Eleanor. Jesus Christ.
I lived.
So yes, we had a very, very interesting night. Eleanor almost died. We met one of Lovelace's accomplices, the Parsis one, the necromancer from Geb.
You encountered Parsis.
Yes, and lived, and so did they. In fact, they were quite strange.
We're supposed to say they died.
What happened?
They're in hiding right now.
You let them live.
Yes.
Okay.
I would rather you find out this way than a different way so that you can keep your eyes on things.
What?
That being said,
why-
I've offered them the opportunity to live because they will be able to help us in the future.
Did they give you any information?
A lot.
Yes.
A lot.
Very
They paid
specifically.
for their life and
I see.
information.
There is a steamboat. The what? Smoke something?
Gunsmoke.
Gearsmoke.
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 Such a cool name.
The Gearsmoke that is currently coming down the Ustrati River.
Ustrati, yeah.
Ustrati.
Dunsmith
Down the Ustrati River.
is like got a
with
notepad and is
3
like,
bombs in it. We have received word from the creator of the bombs, Parsis, that these bombs have keys that can disable them.
Big bombs.
We received 1 key from Parsis. We believe that Ibrium and Lovelace have the other 2.
Or other important people.
Or other important people, yes.
Lovelace would certainly have a key.
Lovelace has a remote detonator, or at least starts the bomb, or countdown.
okay.
And the
Yes.
teleportation.
Oh yeah, the boat can teleport too. Theoretically.
What?
Yeah, if
Yes.
things go bad, they can
There's-
just teleport to the falls.
There's
And
plans to blow
blow
up the falls.
Oh, holy
the whole
bride.
falls.
Oh, holy bride. Oh, holy Psyche.
From what I understand, the bombs do what was 100 D10 damage?
6.
Where
100 D6s?
Alkenstar ending damage.
It'll blow up the falls.
So they're going to blow up the falls.
Yeah.
Kill
Not if we can-
uncountable people.
Stop it.
Oh yeah, and Lovelace ain't just, happy with being some kind of major in an army. She wants to be like in charge.
The hero of Alkenstar, in charge of everything.
A totalitarian dictatorship that is fueled by the military.
Well, that does track with the other things we've been uncovering. Well,
Seem a lot calmer than last time we brought you bad information.
I'm
Maybe
back.
you're
Oh,
getting
she's in
used to
shock.
it.
She's in shock.
yeah, I'm pretty much in shock right
You want
now.
some whiskey? It's the high dollar stuff.
Oh, I know exactly how much that costs. Takes a shot.
That's my Phoebe.
Shit.
Bed.
That being said, I'm going to
No.
speak with the Duchess, relay my my message in a way that only I can.
Didn't the Duchess tell you not
to
The
do
Duchess was very firm on me being mediator. Wasn't too keen on your form of communication.
I'm completely uninterested in her cares.
You should be. Okay, whatever, Psyche here.
It's like, don't say I didn't warn you.
Well, I got some homework to do. I'm gonna need some whiskey, and probably the rest of this evening.
Probably shouldn't drink while working.
Oh, I don't think I'd be able to get this done without whiskey.
To be responsible.
I run a bar. I'm fine.
I imagine she's got one heck of a constitution and
I'll come
alcohol
up-
tolerance.
I'm gonna come up with a plan to get you on that boat. But
Oh.
if Lovelace and Ibrium on it, this is it. This is the big one. So whatever y'all got to do this afternoon to get prepared for it, y'all go do it and meet me back here tonight, and I'll have a plan laid out for you.
It is greatly
So is this your way of
appreciated.
telling us this is our last shopping trip?
Yes.
All right. I know we have big plans for after this is over, as far as, bringing dead people back and stuff like that. But seeing as none of that matters if we die at the end,
Yeah,
do we want to split the party pool amongst us so we have more to spend?
maybe. Yeah.
There's only really one thing I want, and I have to see if it's even feasible.
And we
I
could.
need better armor.
We could
You do.
also, we'll split the gold amongst us, and then we also should keep in mind that each of us should get a couple invisibility potions.
We also need to transfer Eleanor's runes.
Yes.
We've already
Yeah,
done
I
that
need
on
to pay
paper.
the cost of that.
We gotta pay it.
Yeah, how much is this? 10% of the rune's price?
Yeah.
So it'd be 70 gold for the Grievous if you want that.
Yes.
And then 93 gold for the weapon potency.
Though, I already leave things flat-footed when I do my
But they're only flat-footed.
Until the start of your turn.
and for me, this would make them for everyone, right?
Yeah. Oh no. They're still flat-footed to everybody, but this one will make them flat-footed to you by the end of your next turn. So even if you don't do your whole
so I would
footwork
still have
stuff,
to. I would be able to get it.
Yeah, you'd be able to get it again, just right
Okay.
away, flat-footed.
Never
at
mind.
least.
You said 70.
70 for the Grievous rune, and then you'll need 93 gold and 5 silver for the potency +2.
Will do.
And that way, they'll spend some of your gold, but you could also look into getting striking upgraded.
Nope. Striking is level 12.
Oh, you're right. Damn.
Oh, I noticed that.
Yeah.
All right, if we're splitting the party pool 3 ways, everybody gets 268 gold pieces, or 268.3 gold pieces, repeating, of course.
Shut the fuck up.
Hey, that just about pay. That's a little more than paying for my rune transfers.
That's
Yep.
a lot more than a little bit.
So what's you guys looking at in terms of cash reserves for each of you?
Something to up my armor.
No, how much you got? How much cash?
Oh, 1,133 gold and 22 silver.
Chester?
1,067 gold.
Damn. Thank you.
1,117.
Okay, so you each got about $1,000 to blow.
That's a raspberry to blow.
So, Chester, it looks like if you wanted it, you could get a weapon potency +2.
Yes, for 935 gold pieces.
Yeah. And then armor potency +2 would be 1,060.
Wouldn't be any good. I use Drakenheart Mutagen anyway.
Yeah.
I don't think there's any piece of armor I can get right now, even with the runes, that would be better than my brand new Drakenheart Mutagen.
So Eleanor would be more interested in armor potency +2.
That's what I've been saving for levels and levels and levels.
Yeah.
yeah, with if I got a studded leather, which is what a lot of people say is pretty good, because I think I can only get light armor. It's a +4 with the +2 item bonus, +3 dex for a total of +7. Whereas my Drakenheart level 11 is +6, +2 dex for a total of 8.
Yeah, so it doesn't make any sense to spend that much money on it.
Yeah.
You could look into, does your armor have a property rune?
It does, because I have Explorer's Clothing.
What does that mean?
Oh, I have a +1 Explorer's Clothing. So I can get one.
So you could get
thingy.
resilient, which is a fundamental.
Yeah.
And you could also get a fun armor rune.
If I have the money for it, because I'm liking the way this weapon potency is looking. I also found another item that will help with persistent damage, though I get the feeling that, except for some things we already know about, I don't know how useful persistent damage will be in this upcoming section, unless there's a lot of clockwork. Alkenstar could be a
So
lot.
the price of +2 armor potency is 1,060.
Yes.
All right.
But you should have enough to cover that.
Oh yeah, I have enough to cover that.
What were you looking at getting, Chester?
a weapon potency +2.
For your gun.
Yeah. Because I found something called elemental ammunition that I can buy as, acid, cold, electric, fire, or poison. And it does my normal damage. And for 3 gold per bullet, 1 persistent damage of the type.
Okay. Well, I wanted to kind of get your ideas. And then Psych here, we don't have to get in the weeds of this, but what were you thinking? Mostly just armor upgrades yourself?
Mostly armor upgrades, yes.
Yeah, because this is stuff we normally do off air. I just wanted to make time for your characters to do this. But that basically, you guys are going to be shopping this afternoon. The other thing that we have to do is, Psyche, you have a date with a hand,
Yes.
much like a bachelor.
Ah, yes.
Woof, Derek.
Woof,
Sorry,
Derek.
So while they're all out shopping, why don't we deal with this hand situation? You go make an appointment to see your Clockwork Ripper Doc.
Yes.
You get there somewhat in the evening after selling everything. You come with your bag loaded with crap, including a hand. You go to the shop in Ferris Quarter. You see your div friend hanging outside, smoking.
How
Jim
goes
Mackey.
business?
Poorly. Guess I'm glad to be alive, though. Could be worse. Looks at his hand that you replaced.
Oh, him!
You here to have some work done?
Of a sort.
He's inside. And you go in and you see your Ripper Doc dude, and what do you say?
I found something incredible, and I trust you to be able to do incredible things with it.
Oh, what do you want this time? Last time was the leg, right?
Yes, and that has proven invaluable.
Ah, shucks. I'm just glad it works for you. You're an interesting client of mine. You always bring me fun work to do. But what do you need from me this time, Psyche?
These. And I suppose they start rifling through the bag, pull out the chest cavity of the puppeteer, set it down, and then open up a smaller bag that they kept inside the bag, and pull out just one of the little clockwork bugs.
I see. What do these things do?
They swarm, they protect,
All right.
and they feast.
All right.
And these incredible things infect the recently deceased with more immaculate artifice. They create puppets, and I seek that power.
Okay. So you want some way to be able to wind these little guys up or something?
Yes.
God, Psyche, I gotta tell you, this whole thing is very complex, and I'm not sure how I can
Creepy as hell.
do this for you. I might can give you a little device to catch them and wind them in from this, but this is beyond me. But he looks at the hands with the cords coming off, the ones you guys cut so many of. He's like, I could do something with that if you're interested.
That would be incredible.
All right, let's get you hooked up. And you go and you sit in the seat, you lay down, and he takes off your arms and he starts taking apart the other arms.
These hands no longer quite seek out to heal.
And you just see him working. He puts on some heavy metal while he's doing this. He has to modify where your arms plug into it, and then he gives you back these hands. We'll have to come up with something on your sheet, but he basically gives you the attack, the ranged attack that the puppeteer had, but adjust a little bit. We're going to treat this as a simple weapon, ranged simple weapon, which you actually go to expert in at 11th level. And what I'm going to say, you will be able to do a ranged attack at 60 feet. Like the string, like whipping it.
If only I weren't, a caster.
But you're expert in it because we're going to call it a simple weapon.
Okay.
But instead of the puppeteer's weapon was scaled up for it, I'm going to come up with a weapon. I need to figure out the traits for it. I haven't figured out the damage numbers for it yet, at least in like the D8 hit die kind of class.
Okay.
But it'll let you hit at a distance. The other thing you got was that staff from Parsis.
Yes.
And between these two things, I've actually talked about this off air. I'm going to give you a free dedication feat.
Okay.
Ooh.
Oh, how exciting.
Do you remember, I don't think this was ever caught on air, when I said there was this very specific dedication I thought Psyche would be interested in and to ask about
I remember you
it?
talking about this, yes.
Yeah, this is actually unique to book 3.
What's
and
it
there's
called?
a reason I didn't want to talk about it till after this point. There is a rare dedication from this book called the Clockwork Reanimator dedication.
Oh.
There it is.
You can animate corpses through cunning engineering. You gain the Clockwork Prototype construct companion. I'm going to let you ignore the prerequisites trained in crafting for this to serve as a minion. So basically, you have these little wound up, like clockwork bug things that float around you. And whenever you decide to make your minion from an undead, they're going to be what does it.
So they crawl in.
Yeah.
And okay.
So it'll be like having an animal companion, except it'll be a undead clockwork construct.
Neat.
Okay.
So it's like a swarm construct.
Yeah, and this is an archetype that
Is rare.
is rare, but it has progression stuff. So like one of the fun things you can do, it would be like way outside the scope of this campaign. I've actually read about it's feat 16 called Unwind Death.
Oh.
Combining necromancy with the mysterious temporal powers of clockwork, you wind a creature backward in time from the moment of death. Attempt a DC 40 crafting check. I'd be kind of willing with this to replace the crafting part of this dedication with like religion. To revive a dead creature that has already been dead for no more than 3 rounds. If you succeed, the target returns to life with the effects of raised dead, except it still has the wound condition before dying, blah, 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 blah. But basically, it's like revivify.
Yeah.
3 actions. That's feat 16, so it's well beyond the thing here, but free dedication.
Pretty incredible. Something befitting of a god.
I thought you would like this dedication a whole lot.
This strikes me as the perfect Psyche progression.
Yep. So I'm going to say between your hands, your little clockwork buddies, and that staff, this is how you got that dedication.
Okay.
But we will handle those mechanical bits, especially with your attack off air. And then that is going to be it. You leave there. You say goodbye to Jameki, and you...
Jem, I have decided I no longer want you. That being said, upon further ascension, I will restore to you your hands. I have found a way. Let it be known that this is not out of approval or reward, but disappointment. Goodbye.
You found a better man.
Good dog, dog.
Yes, I have.
He's got white hair.
In theory.
Very cool.
Unless you would prove yourself.
Dye your hair white.
No, that's not what I'm saying.
I think he might have had white hair. I'm not sure.
Psyche has a type.
Drow has a type.
Yeah, because Drow has a type. They have
I just have
pushed that.
such a soft spot for evil spellcasters.
Yeah, you do.
Verbal bucket?
This was before.
Oh, okay.
This was before.
Yes, this was.
But there we go. There's your shopping kind of high level, wrapped up.
Actually, hang on. I want information from him. He's my little broker, my little go-to.
Kill him.
Yes.
How much do you know about anti-magic?
Nothing.
Nothing. I see.
Sorry. That's a really cool idea I know nothing about because I am low level.
I'm going to give you the address of a very specific place. I think that it would be best if you hide there, because there is a non-zero chance that Alkenstar will be leveled within the next few days.
Is Chester's farm
That's
far
kind of
enough
horrifying.
away?
Yes.
Okay.
He takes his leave and heads to the address.
Forgive me, Chester.
What?
You could send him to the
Don't you say that to...
Send
whaling
him to the dead
scrapyard.
spot.
The Wailing Scrapyard?
Yeah, with goblins.
Isn't
That's-
that close
that's
enough that they would
in-
die?
I want him out of Alkenstar and somewhere that I can find him later.
Send him to the dead spot.
Oh yes, the
Oh,
dead
you're going to
spot.
send him to the farm?
Yes.
No. Is this the same div that tried to kill you?
Yes. But it was just because of money.
Listen, if he hurts them, they'll kill him, so it's fine.
You're right.
It is worth warning. Chester has made this clear to Psyche that they do handle their own problems out
Yes.
there.
Behave yourself.
They will destroy you.
He gives you a clockwork thumbs up. Wait.
Try to tell Parches about the farm. Give him a letter to give to Chester's mama. Dear mama, kill this man, please.
Andy Williams, you had me at kill.
The statement of Psyche being let down by Jim, I think, is very important. But it's only because I've not made use of him, and Derek wouldn't let me.
You could always kill him and turn him into your little minion.
No.
That's an idea.
No.
Okay, but you finish up shopping. We can handle that when we handle that.
Guys, my buckler added AC is 32 now.
That's pretty sweet.
That's nice.
That's pretty sweet.
That being said, I'm going to uncheck my healer's gloves.
Oh, really?
Yes. Those were my hands.
Oh, I was going to let
Now
you...
your hands are the cord thingies, huh?
Would you let me, intersperse them?
Yeah.
Okay. Sure.
Oh, but the
You only got-
dichotomy of that is so psychic.
I think he only replaced, your dominant hand.
So I've got one normal hand and one that looks like I'm ready to, pinch somebody's arteries.
Did you want both?
No, that's fine. No, that's fine.
The dichotomy is very psychic of having both.
You got one flesh hand and one...
It's not a flesh hand. It
Sexy
is
car hand.
not a flesh hand.
It's a flesh paw.
It's not fleshy. It's not fleshy.
One
it's
metal
just
hand?
rounder.
One silicon mannequin hand.
It's not a silicon mannequin.
The baby hands, the little bitty baby hands that
Yes.
everyone uses in the
Don't
videos.
use the word flesh around Psyche.
It makes them uncomfortable.
It makes them uncomfortable.
And now Parsis will judge.
No flesh, no
Flesh doesn't
skin.
bother Parsis as long as it's dead. Combo breaker.
Overkill.
Oh my fucking god. Let's just go
boy.
talk to your dead boyfriend.
So what do you want to do now? So you finish your shopping, what do you want to do now?
I need to buy bullets.
You probably do.
I'm actually getting a little bit low on just normal, regular old bullets.
And
I should probably buy a few to be safe.
And I'm gonna do my shopping off air because I know next to nothing about this. But yes, we can continue on. Psycheer is going to imprint a dream with information and send it off to the Duchess, while also sending off correspondence through Phoebe so that the Duchess is aware of what awaits her.
Man, you're gonna get just making an enemy out of everybody.
There is information that can only
End
be
of the book.
shared through
If you guys
the
win,
mentality.
Duchess agreed to pardon you guys, pardons everyone but Psycheer. It's just be like,
Pardon of your temple stuff. I have new issues for you.
there you go, that's even better. Listen, I would pay you out, but can you not do the dream thing again? Conditional thing. Here's your money. Please never see my dreams again. Not really.
Your dreams is messed up. Don't bring them to me.
Why are we sharing dreams, Zach, here?
It's a very good form of sharing information.
That would that creepy.
Oh no! God forbid that a possible city leveling explosion is creepy.
Yeah,
Fuck you
tentacles.
guys. Oh yeah. I
Yeah.
did do that, didn't I?
Yeah.
Bro,
Eldritch monsters.
Anyway.
you could have just
Sent a note.
just be like, hey, sorry to bug you. Here's the stuff. Peace. But it's just actually, let me create a nightmare.
I am Psyche, destroyer of worlds.
Oh dear.
Okay. But you handle your shopping. Is there something you want to do before going back to see Phoebe tonight?
Just to write a note, update his ma. Hey, don't come to Alkenstar.
For a little bit.
In fact, you know what? I'm going to instead have Psycheer enter the dreams of their eldest child.
Ooh,
Oh, now that's cool.
that's interesting.
I'm assuming we're resting.
Yes, you can check that off.
Yay! I'm debating whether I'm going to have Eleanor send word to her father, who decided to basically disown her to get out of Alkenstar. She'll do it.
And I'm going to eventually heal us all full.
Yeah, you can just go ahead and mark that off.
Yes.
All right. So, you going back to the bar then tonight? Mm-hmm. Okay.
With a satchel of specific candles and
What are these candles?
fine herbs.
Oh, is this a ritual?
This is the ritual. It is uncommon.
What is the ritual again?
Call spirit.
Ooh.
Okay.
Is this the feat or an actual ritual?
This is an actual ritual. It would be really funny if I could just use my feet, do 10 minutes worth of stuff, and Alonzo popped up.
Just dance around his grave for a little bit.
Dance around his grave and you just see a cloud of dust. I messed up having him be cremated.
That's a warning to everybody else out there.
Never cremate your character.
This is actually something that I benefited from whenever I was playing first edition. As Brick, my character had a book with a small piece of hair and a name for most of her important friends, so that specific things could be cast.
Please do resuscitate.
Yes. All right. Well, do you want to talk with Phoebe first or do this call spirit ritual first?
I'll talk with Phoebe, have her send out a thing.
Okay. You meet Phoebe. Phoebe has a shot glass next to her, and the bottle's been drained a little bit.
Does she have a twitchy eye by now?
I did it, guys. I think I figured it out. That boat that Loveless is on, the Gearsmoke, is due to be in Alkenstar. Not tomorrow, not the day after, but day after that. So 3 days. So you don't have a lot of time. Y'all got to get out there first. The next stop it's going to make is in Martell. I already talked to your old buds on the Second Kiss.
Ooh.
They're going to get you, hitch a ride there tomorrow and take you there. But you got to get on that boat. And unfortunately, I can't get you tickets, all right? It's not for lack of money. It's already sold out, and it's already making its journey. There's nowhere to get tickets.
What do you mean? Isn't it just a shipping boat?
No, this is like a pleasure cruise kind of thing that also does cargo.
It's a cruise?
Dang.
Here's a question. What type of clientele is usually on there? Is there somebody that we could speak about acquisitioning their tickets?
That's a great question. It seemed kind of highfalutin. They got like shows and gambling and stuff on it.
Highfalutin?
A little bit.
Like the Longhorn Lounge?
Maybe not quite that level, but close.
We can get in.
We need tickets.
I'll put on my good suit.
But here's my idea.
As handsome as you look whenever you're in your good suit, that's not the issue here.
Oh.
We need no documentation.
I'm sure you'll be able to charm them just fine. So here's the deal. It's going to stop in Martell at a place called the Bridge House. There's a bridge over the Ostrati near Martell, around there, and there is a tavern on the bridge hanging off the side of it called the Bridge House. It is an up-class like tavern thing, and it stops there, and people get on it from there, like they get lowered down, also with cargo. So my idea is y'all got to go there, see if y'all can nab some tickets from the people there, or just smuggle yourselves aboard. However,
Fair
y'all
enough.
figure it out. Y'all are really good at improvising. So once you're aboard, you got to be careful. You got to be stealthy with this one, all right? Loveless is on it. Ebrium is on it. And all their most skilled cronies and minions and whatnot are going to be on there trying to make sure that their plan goes off. If y'all make too much of a ruckus, they're going to be on to you.
And it will be too late.
It could be too late, or you could just get muscled out of it. If you attack Loveless outright, I have no doubt that she'll just pull the trigger on that bomb rather than, risk her plan going awry. Rather go down with it than be caught and sent to hell, basically, here.
Now, I ain't one to kill myself to prove a point. Wouldn't it be better to blow up Martell than it would be to blow up Alkenstar?
Why?
It's not as big, less people. I don't know what Martell is. I'm sorry.
Martell's a city
I don't
on the
know
way.
what Martell is. Chester probably would.
No, she wants to make a show of it. That's why she's going to Alken Falls, I'm pretty sure. But you can't challenge her outright. Y'all got to figure out where those bombs are, figure out who's got the keys to those bombs, try to disarm as many of them as possible before you outright confront Loveless. Now, I know it sounds like she has one of the keys, so if that's the last thing you got to do, then do it. But if you can disarm as many of them as possible before you confront her, then that's what you should do.
It would be exceptionally sweet for her to think that she has an ace up her sleeve, only to realize that they're as much of a dud as she is.
Exactly. So this is going to be taking some stealth and intrigue. You're going to need some good disguises. Y'all still have them hats.
Yes.
I have some equipment for you. Y'all know that little nest egg y'all saved up in the beginning of all this?
You mean the safe?
Yep.
Yeah?
Well, it's been fun of this adventure. It's going to fund your trip here. And we have a little bit of a discretion to get some fun items.
Oh,
I see.
do tell.
Phoebe is going to produce 6 invisibility potions.
So can I sell the 2 that I bought?
If you
might
want
still
to.
want to keep them.
I mean, it's only 20 gold pieces. So.
Phoebe will produce 3 greater disguise kits.
Heck yes.
Or they're elite, is what it's called.
Elite disguise kits?
3 elite.
All they do is give you a +1 bonus on your deception check.
Elite? How do you spell elite?
ELITE.
All right, I got it.
Continue, Derek.
And then she will produce, and this is more debatable. I'm just trying to give you some of your loot back to you. I think you would be able to use 2 greater golden silencers. Because silencers, they're consumable. You only get like 1 shot, but silencers you could get a bunch of and keep interacting to replace if you wanted to use guns. The golden one, though, it still is a one-time use, but it has a decent save, and it makes the thing you shoot at make a save.
Chester, you should take those.
But basically, that's like 2 of them is like 600 gold. If there's something that you would want to do with that 600 gold instead of it, I want you as the players to have input.
At 400.
400?
Greater golden silences are 200 gold.
Okay. I'll say same thing. It's about 600 gold budget. If there's something you would be better suited for it.
It's an item 10. So the save isn't horrible. DC 27.
Basically, she's trying to give you items that would make it easier to stay on the down low.
Sneaky.
Yeah.
It would help Chester the most.
Unless there's something less down low that was more helpful.
I mean, I guess I'll just need to do some research.
Okay.
But this sounds good.
And then we can also just be like Star here, but basically Dunsmith's like, I know y'all been wondering where all that money's going. It's going on to good use. I haven't like bought whiskey with it or nothing, but I figured now's the time to use it.
Yeah.
I would agree.
But anyway, y'all should rest, get ready to go, and head over to Pilot Square early tomorrow morning. Meet Farah and your friends. You're going to go to Martell, and it's going to stop at the Bridge House in the afternoon. So get there, see if you can scrounge some tickets or figure out how to stow aboard it, and kill Loveless.
Oh, yeah.
I have a question.
Yeah.
I'm about to endeavor in something that I have not yet done. Something incredible. Would you care to witness it?
I'm a little scared to say no, but I'm also curious. What are you about to do?
I seek to contact Alonzo.
Oh, hell yeah, I'll show up for that.
Phoebe wanting to show up is touching to Eleanor.
So what do you do, Psyche?
It's got to happen at night, obviously.
Duh!
Yeah.
Obviously.
Has to be at night.
Yes. So Psyche will send out their warning to their eldest child through a dream.
Mm-hmm.
And then, whenever the time comes, they will gather Chester as their auxiliary spellcaster,
Yo.
Eleanor, and Phoebe as witnesses.
Moral support.
Oh,
She believes in you.
Oh, this is culty. This is weird. I've never done anything like this before.
You'll get used to it. And Psyche is going to do the religion variant of this. This is a ritual 5. So it needs checks. It needs the GP, the 50 GP candles and incense, but I don't see any specific.
Primary checks usually have a very hard DC for a level that's twice the ritual spell rank. GM can adjust the DCs of rituals and add primary spellcasters or waive requirements. So it's very floaty, and I pick the DC.
Okay.
All right, I'm going to pick a level-based DC.
Okay.
This is a 5th rank.
Mm-hmm.
I have my number, and I will adjust it by a little bit.
So the primary check is going to be religion. The secondary check would be occultism.
Yep.
I have plus 18 occultism.
Cool.
Okay.
So, Chester, this is more like you've studied some Hocus Pocus stuff before.
Unless you would allow, I mean, it's lores, so this could be a thing. You sure? Okay,
Lore.
cool.
Okay.
I got plus 18
Jacob's
occultism.
always going to ask the unless. You know that.
That's because it's how 2E works. Nothing's just one skill. You can fudge your way into a lot with lore.
Yeah.
Worth the try.
Because I have like academia lore, undead lore.
No. Unless it was
I
like
know.
boneyard lore, maybe.
Academia's a better.
What is your bonus to religion?
20.
All right.
37.
37.
Yes.
Success. Chester?
Do I have to succeed?
Yeah, but your
How
check
does
is
this
lower.
work? Okay.
Did you roll bad? His face. His chin dropped and got sucked in and...
Did you spend a hero point?
It was a 1.
What did you...
Yeah, okay.
Oh my god.
The panic on your face.
If I didn't use the hero point.
Oh yes, exactly.
What did you roll on the
You hear
non-one?
Alonzo's voice. Ah, crap! It's a dog. Gets further away. That's
a
a
dog.
15 on the die for a total of 33.
Here
That is a success as
is
well.
the important part. Does Alonzo submit?
Yes.
Yes, I know. Submit.
I messaged Derek about this specifically.
What day is it today?
Today is currently...
Is it the 15th of Erastus?
It is the 13th of Erastus.
How many days does Serenith have? Is it 31?
30. Serenith is June.
Okay, so it's been 28 days then?
Yep.
You finish your check,
There's some magic words.
and when you do that, all the lights but one flicker out. And namely, it is the one precisely in the center. And Psyker speaks up. And the 13th tick has sounded. We peer beyond the veil of clicking materia, beyond the winding of time, to coax forth the spirit of our departed. Alonzo Tinrivet, last of his line, taken in the pits of Norgriber's hidden respite, drawn from us by artifice swayed under its true master. Spirit, Alonzo, friend, hear the voice which calls you. Answer our questing, and join us here.
You
Dang.
see the lights are all out. You wait for a second, and you hear this, like, as the candles are going out, it's like Psych here has them blow out, like, to the ticking of a clock in the room. And when they all blow out, you hear and the first thing you see is this, like, wispy image starts to appear, this pale, glowing, wispy image. It's a pocket watch.
Oh, yeah.
And then there's the vest and the jacket and the bowler hat. And you see before you, as he was in life, Alonzo Tinrivet in the Ethereum.
And this lasts
Eleanor
up to
gasps.
10 minutes.
So you have 10 minutes to ask him up to 10 questions.
And how does he answer?
As he wishes.
Yeah, that's up to you, cat.
I was making sure that I didn't have to like, was it yes or no? Like I had to check on that.
Nope, it's not like Speak with Dead.
Okay.
Alonzo, gone before your time. I come to you humbly, in spite of my power, with an offer. Thank you. Fuck you. There will soon be an opportunity for you to return. Should everything continue on as I am hoping, were I to offer this to you, would you accept?
Certainly.
A minute has passed. 9 more remain. Alonzo, what would you do for me in return?
In life, you had my sword for as long as I had it. You would have my support, should you need my services. I ain't got much to offer, but I would offer what I have.
A minute has passed. 8 more remain. Eleanor, now is your opportunity.
What does Eleanor feel as she sees Alonzo in his ghostly form?
She has said literally nothing. She's just like, I had her gasp. She's probably got a couple of tears. It's beyond thinking. Is this you giving her a question?
Yes.
I think she can have the rest.
Eleanor takes a deep breath and she asks him, did you at least see your father, Al?
Right.
And I imagine that the you can see Al. The apparition smiles and he nods. If there was anything good about dying, was getting to speak with my pa one more time. He was proud of what I'd become. And after having to Eleanor spends the whole minute trying to stop just tears, because that was other than Eleanor, Al's dad was his most important person in his life to him. So
I feel like now is a really good time for me to say that originally I was going to have Psyche ask for your firstborn.
heck,
What would Psyche even do with that?
That's not
who are you,
important.
Rumpelstiltskin?
Rumpelstiltskin.
Baby.
Baby kid.
Worth like 5 gold pieces.
I considered having Al straight up offer to get a cyberkinetic arm, just to say it.
Rescind my do not.
Yeah, rescind, do not ascend, and just have an arm.
What's the next question, Eleanor?
Okay, and then Eleanor asks, "Why would you choose to return to me, to us? My greatest regret wasn't dying before I could clear my good name, or even slay Lovelace. I regret being a coward, Eleanor. I should have married you on the spot. Screw my name and screw my livelihood. I'd have happily been a nobody with you by my side. My beloved Ellie, given a chance to do it again." Al's biggest flaw was his pride. And those are the only 2 that I have.
Chester.
Chester, his awkward self.
Yes.
How you doing, big guy?
Another question has been asked. 6 minutes remain.
He'll tack onto that. Sorry you died. We killed him, though.
The journey nears its end.
I'm right happy you did, Chester.
Well, technically, the robot kills you, but you know.
Yeah, I were killed that too. Oh, technically, yeah.
Just don't tell him that he died in an inconsequential combat.
So, buddy, you'll never believe this.
It was worth every hit point. I mean, why not? Hey, you met a man named Nathan Williams over there? Long shot, I know.
Do you want to roll the dice?
No, this is
Because I would so roll for it.
I would know is the correct answer. The chances of meeting him are next to none if he is dead.
It's like Al says, "Unfortunately, my friend, I ain't met that man."
I'm glad to hear that. So how many questions we got left?
5.
What's your favorite color?
We don't need to ask all of
Actually,
that.
No,
got
we could actually
4.
choose not to ask if we wanted.
Each of you have done 2, so you got 4 left.
I only had my 2.
Okay. I think I'll just say that while you had more questions, some of these questions take a while. And if you're okay with it, we can
Actually-
just...
I've got exactly what I want to do.
Okay.
After those questions are asked, Psyche is going to stand up abruptly, letting their cloak and their multiple skirts kind of flare out, shutter every light in the room. We should leave them alone now. And Psyche is going to let Eleanor take up the rest of the time by herself.
Aww. I'm surprised you didn't have Phoebe ask anything. She's the one
Phoebe
who put
is
him on the
auxiliary.
job.
Phoebe's auxiliary and she knows it.
Yeah. Sure.
And I would say that if Eleanor gets time alone, that would be just the 2 of them. Non-air things.
We can't talk about what they do. Anyway,
You
so
can't fuck a ghost.
No, just very, very intimate, and I don't feel like coming up with it.
Meemaw's got things to say about that.
Let me talk to my dead husband. You'll never see me again.
Yeah, so you leave the room, and Eleanor and Alonzo share exactly what?
Oh, my Alonzo.
I just heard something you said like a minute ago.
Oh, Meemaw, yeah. You leave the room, and Eleanor and Alonzo share exactly 4 minutes of some catching up. And after 4 minutes has come and gone, you all reconnect, and then you rest and plan for your trip tomorrow on board the Gearsmoke.
Word.
So go ahead and rest and check off all your stuff. Is there anything else you want to do before you leave town?
I thought about it. And as cool of a weapon as it is too unreliable. Chester will sell the Errata-Cannon.
Aww. That thing was really cool.
It's also my gun is like a plus 22 to hit. This is a plus 20 for some reason. It should actually be a plus.
Do you have a potency
20.
plus 2?
Oh no, it doesn't. It doesn't include the plus 1 in its stat, so it's still a plus 21. But it's just like I have to roll for the 2 types of damage it does. It's unreliable. It's also only d6s.
Yeah.
So
it was really cool though.
It's a really cool weapon, but I'm going to sell it and we each get 116 more gold.
Wow.
And we'll just kind of, I guess we'll just spend that whenever we think about it because you're not going to think of everything right now.
All right.
I'm going to have another word with Eleanor. And this is going to be probably like at the bar or something.
Okay.
And Psycheur's not going to face her as they speak. I will still make good on my threats from earlier. See to it that you protect yourself a bit more. The way you have been throwing yourself into situations with perhaps a little foresight is not quite the way that a wife or possibly even a mother should behave. I've got no premonitions about what the future should hold for you and Alonzo, but I am concerned as a patron, as a friend, and as your doctor.
Eleanor gives Psycheer a bit of a sad smile. The portion of my mourning, of throwing my life away for the purpose of revenge, that part is long over now. If coming that close to death taught me one thing, I wish to live. And live well.
So if time passes a little bit, I'm going to make some assumptions here. Maybe at some point, Eleanor, it's been a stressful evening, heads up to bed or something. Psycheur's still at the bar. Nobody else is around. It's late.
No, she's had a big day. She's going to bed.
Nobody else is around, at least nearby, and Chester's going to sidle up to Psycheur. He's going to sit down.
Greetings.
Greetings. Howdy.
Howdy.
I can't sound fancy like you. Psycheur, I gotta admit, Chester he'll just reach around. Dunsmith's probably busy doing stuff. Grab a little shot for each of them. Gotta admit, Psycheur, some of the stuff I've seen lately has me a little worried. About you in particular. I don't always agree with what you do. Sometimes I think you're a bit weird. You're scary. But I think you dig that. Some of the choices you've been making lately, I find a bit sketch, especially with Parsis, but we already talked about that.
It seems as though you wish to discuss it further.
Not necessarily about him. Alonzo made you a pretty open-ended deal today. What's your plans with him? If and you don't mind me asking.
I merely wish to see what would be offered. A god does not demand anything specific, merely what is laid at their feet.
Some gods will take advantage of it, though.
We'll have to hope that I'm better then, won't we?
We sure will. And then he'll just sit there and drink with Psycheer.
I don't wish harm on him.
That's good.
I would give him the opportunity at life again.
That's good, too.
That being said, should he choose to, I would allow him to lay down his life once more. If that's the case, what's to stop me from doing it again and again and again?
Nah, I ain't one for religion. That's how you make enemies. Then again, I ain't one to speak, because I'd like to come back a time or two myself, I think. If stuff happened to me.
I see.
Even if you're a god, Psycheer, don't be afraid to talk to other people and get some opinions. I ain't no god, and I know it. But I feel like I know a thing or two about a thing or two. You don't always have to make some of these decisions by yourself. I consider you my friend, after all we've been through. And if you want to talk something out, I'd be willing to listen.
You seem to think that I am lost.
I wouldn't say you're lost, but I could see you getting that way. Then again, your definition of lost might be different from mine.
To abate any concerns, I've no inclination of raising an undead army. I see no reason for ritual sacrifice. Should somebody wish to protect me with their life as I have attempted to protect other people with mine, I will allow it. That being said, rushing in without a prior plan, without conscientiousness of one's mortality, I have been seeing to it that happens less.
That's good. I agree. Don't need to be reckless.
What weighs on you? There's something specific. Shall we speak about that instance?
I see a lot of the clocks around you in the future numbering up to 13. I gotta admit, that's got me a little worried.
I suppose that it's important to look at the inner workings of a clock rather than just its face.
I'll take that into consideration.
But isn't it fascinating, nonetheless?
That's a word for it.
Cheers.
Cheers. Clink, and they'll drink. And Chester will just sit there for a while until either him or Psyche gets up, but I imagine the rest of the city there is just kind of quiet. Until, he'll go to bed first and he'll stand up, he'll be like, hope we don't die tomorrow.
That would put a damper on things, wouldn't it?
It sure would. Then he'll go on.
All right. You head to bed, you rest up, and the next day, you get up bright and early, get your appointment with the second kiss. You get up early in the morning, you catch your eggs and toast breakfast. Gattleby says hi as he goes to bed.
Hey, Gattleby!
Yeah.
You know of any kind of chemical that'll instantly diffuse Paranite?
Oh, that's a good idea. I should start working on that. That might be useful.
Yeah, sure might be. All right.
I think you're about as stronger an alchemist than Gattleby
I probably
is.
am.
Yeah.
Well,
But with him being the creator,
if we're going by item descriptions and by mechanics, they would be probably about equal, because Pyronite is a level 11 item and we are level 11 characters. That being said, if he were a level 11 character, he would not have needed us to save him.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah. Story and mechanics get out of sync.
Yeah.
You get your breakfast. You head on over to Pilot Square bright and early. Very familiar sight. Farah and the crew sees it. It's like, well, back again. This time someone else has paid for you. That's a new one. Y'all
I
ready
don't
to go?
have to beat you at darts this time.
Nope. I didn't even drink a lot last night. Let's get going.
Oh, that's great to know.
You hop aboard your favorite airship. Ensue noises of...
My favorite place in this whole adventure is the airship.
Say my favorite noise.
It is my favorite noise.
Goblins yelling. Everyone gets on board.
Hello, Mr. Drakes.
Hello. You look a little worse for the wear. Have you been having a rough go of it recently?
Saving the city is not easy work.
You look like you've seen several ghosts. It looks like the ghosts have seen you a little too much.
I shot a ghost.
Whoa!
And the ghost won.
No, we won. We won. We won. No, we won.
I see.
I see.
You head out of Alkenstar. You fly to the city of Martell. You get there before lunch.
Hey, Dunsmith. Thank you for giving us a ride all this time. And he'll reach into his bag and pull out a Swiss cake roll.
Oh, before you left?
You mean Farah Winslow?
Dang it, Farah. You've been
Yeah.
real cool. Here, have this.
The Swiss cake roll.
They're discontinued right now. I found them in a place.
Where did you find those?
I think it was the Hydro Forge.
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
That's incredible.
One of those BS moments that you said, I said, oh, is it Swiss cake rolls? Swiss cake rolls? And you were like, yeah, there's Swiss cake rolls. I have them on my character sheet.
Damn. Okay. Farah says, oh, man, I haven't had one of these in forever. Thanks. And then you get off the airship. Proceed.
Oh, don't go back to Alkenstar for like a week.
It's okay. We got to do another travel run. We're going from here and go hitting a bunch of different settlements.
Just don't go back there for a week.
That's really... the way you said that makes me very nervous.
You should be. Don't go back
Farah.
for a week.
The place we approach has bombs the size that have never been made before. Things that could take out not only the Great Maw, but perhaps even the city.
Please.
I feel like this is information I shouldn't know. I won't
Stay
go back to
far
Alkenstar
away.
for a little while. Thank you, guys.
Have fun.
And she waves. You go off the airship, and you see the bridge going over the Ostrati. The river is flowing pretty fast, and there's a number of different boats of different sizes. There's a number of like steamboats in Alkenstar and like clockwork powered things.
Yeah.
But on this bridge, you see basically a huge like tavern, nice looking tavern, basically hanging off the side of it.
It's wild.
And it has like ropes and lines lowered down to where it can like catch a boat and then lower stuff down to it. It also looks like there's little dock posts to kind of like guide boats in and everything. But basically it parks under the bridge, under this nice tavern, and people can like get lowered into it. And you also see like it's big enough to where it can lower other stuff. And as you approach this place, this tavern called the Bridge House, that's where we're going to pick up in our next episode.
Oh, so exciting.
It's the beginning of the end.
Yep, welcome to chapter 3, guys. Last chapter of the book.
I love how the beginning of the end always starts with like heavy role play because everything has to get on the table before it all can end.
Yep, this is the last bit. Catch you in the next one. Thank you so much for listening to this episode of the Third Gallon Podcast. If you enjoyed it, please consider subscribing, rating, and reviewing us. If you want to see more from us, check out our website, thirdgallon.com, or follow us on Twitter. We are at Third Gallon, that's THIRD Gallon. We are also on Threads, Instagram, TikTok, and Facebook with the same handle, at Third Gallon. We also publish a video version of this podcast on YouTube, which you can find on our channel, The Third Gallon Podcast. If you'd like to support the show, check out our Ko-fi page. You can find us at ko-fi.com/thirdgallon. That's ko-fi.com/Third Gallon. Our theme music for this season is Delta Rust, composed by Andy Ellison. Our ambience for this episode was composed by Michael Ghelfi, and you can find more of his work on his YouTube channel, Michael Ghelfi Studios. And you can support his awesome work at patreon.com/Michael Ghelfi. Thanks again for listening, and we'll see you next time.